Hello and welcome to this week's Women's Football Chat. My name is Chris Gadsby. I'm here every Thursday, well, most Thursdays at 6 p.m. through summer anyway, bringing you the very latest from the third and fourth tiers of women's football here in England. That's the FA Women's National League. Now, of course, it's summer. Teams are about to start their pre-season over the next few days. And teams are making signings as well. So not a huge amount to talk about, not going through every single signing, but there is one piece of news which could very well change the shape of the FAWNL moving forward. And it comes from the North East. Newcastle United Women, the very first full-time professional football club in FA Women's National League history. They are going full-time for 23-24. This is a year after they officially became part of Newcastle United. Now, the article on Newcastle's website, after promotion into the Northern Premier Division, which is the third tier, of course, they were on a semi-professional basis. They're winning Division 1 North. They have gone full-time so they can pursue further success with the ultimate aim of reaching the Women's Super League, as well as receiving competitive salaries. The players can train throughout the week and have access to professional equipment, treatment, injury prevention facilities, and will still play home matches at Kingston Park. Now, Newcastle United Women's head coach Becky Langley said this is a monumental moment for Newcastle United Women and the FA Women's National League. We're hoping to be a leading light in the movement towards professionalism in the women's game and inspire women and girls who dream of pursuing a career in football. We have worked incredibly hard to get here. I'm so excited to work with the players as we help them to be the best athletes they can be. So, Newcastle United Women full-time in the FA Women's National League Northern Premier Division. What could that mean for the women's game at this level in a whole? Well, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what they do this season. Ultimately, over the course of a season, if they are the only team in the Northern Premier Division to go fully professional, and we've heard nothing from anybody else so far, then you've got to put them as one of the favourites. Over the course of a season, if you've got a full-time professional outfit, yes, okay, there might be some semi-pro teams in there who are training a few times a week. However, if you're training all the time and have access to all these facilities and you're coming up against teams who obviously don't have those facilities, on the one-off game, yes, they might get the better of you. Over the course of a season, it's going to come down to you. And I think particularly if you take that to the men's game and have a look at the National League in the men's game, Tier 5, with Wrexham and Notts County, two full-time squads coming up against, there are other full-time squads in that division, but some squads that aren't as well. When they were coming up against the semi-pro squads, they were putting 4, 5, 6 past them every single game, and they end up winning the league by a good 20, 25, 30 points. Can't remember the exact total, but it was an insane number of points. And I just feel that this sort of thing might happen in the women's game as well. If I just pluck a team out of thin air, let's say Liverpool Feds, just as an example of ones that are not tied to Liverpool. Forest are tied to Forest and Burnley tied to Burnley, all the rest of it. I think it's just going to make things very difficult for teams like that. But also, even the teams like Wolves, who won the league 2 years ago, Forest, who won the league last year, they've got a fully professional team in their division now and only one spot to go up. It's going to get very difficult to do that and beat a team such as Newcastle fully professional, particularly if being fully professional and offering a competitive salary, they're able to pull people from essentially wherever, within some limitations, but could pull people from wherever, potentially fringe WSL players or fringe championship players, saying, look, you're not really playing where you are, come to us and in a season will be Championship and maybe Super League moving forward, it's going to be quite a lure. So expect Newcastle, I would say, to make some big signings coming up between now and the start of the season. Start of the season clashes with the World Cup final, of course, 20th of August. It's now just over 7 weeks away. So that's something to look forward to. Still waiting on fixtures. Suspect there'll probably be another couple of weeks. They're normally about mid-July. So it's why I'm working hard now to go on to the next piece of news. But yeah, Newcastle, fully professional. Looks as though they will be a force to be reckoned with next season. And then maybe looking a long way down the line, I mean, you're looking at the teams that are going to have to match them, the likes of Burnley, Forest, Wolves, Derby probably to an extent. Go down into the Southern Premier Division, you've got Oxford, Ipswich, Portsmouth have gone semi-pro, of course. You know, that's another 7 teams there where they're going to have to make a move, maybe see what Newcastle do, but they're going to have to make a move. And then you're going to end up in a situation where each of the Northern and Southern Premier Division leagues have got maybe 3 or 4 fully professional sides in them and maybe some other semi-professional sides in them. And then you go, well, there's only one spot going up. These fully professional sides that cannot get out of this division, do they then restructure to a point? And does third tier go national with pro and semi-pro teams in it, and then tier 4 stays grassroots for sides that, you know, are kind of happy to be where they are and just play football for the fun of it? Because there are some teams currently in tier 4 that are just playing football for the fun of it, and there are teams currently in tier 4 that have ambitions of being in the Super League. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Of course, every single week on the Women's Football Chat, we'll be going through all the results, all the fixtures, and we will see over the course of the season what happens with all of that. But away from Newcastle and into this show, big things coming next season. If you've been following me on Twitter, you will see what I've been working on. But the plan is there for FAWNL Fantasy Football next season, and an FAWNL Predictor League next season as well. Predictor League is found somewhere to host it and somewhere to do it, but it's on the back burner for now until the fixtures come out, because I've got to plug all the fixtures in. Fantasy football is well in the works at the moment. I've done all of the players from the Northern Premier Division, Southern Premier Division, and Division 1 North. So I've currently got 746, I think it is, players in the system, pretty much ready to go. Some of them at the moment are missing their playing position, because you go on club websites, for example, like Durham Sestra, which obviously just takes you to their page on the Durham website. Chorley, Norton Stockton Ancients are another one where they might have the squads up, but they don't have their positions. And the positions are important because obviously you have to put them in the right place in your team, and also I need them in the right place because the formula for each position to work out player value is slightly different. So we'll be cracking on with that. So FAWNL Fantasy Football should, all being well, be ready for the start of the season. I really hope it is. But that's some of the interesting stuff that is coming up on this channel. You will see behind me that the board is ready to go. All the teams in their new leagues, the dates going on there as well. We are ready for the start of the new season. Through summer, though, we are carrying on with the summer knockout tournament. Had a few glitches, obviously, start in the early rounds. We went back to the round of 64. We've done that as a group stage now, and we're back down now to the round of 16. We will be carrying on 16, 8, 4, 2. So over the next 4 weeks, and then in a month's time, which will be at the end of July, which will only be a couple of weeks before the start of the new season, which will then lead us perfectly into 23-24, we will have our summer knockout tournament winners. Will Chesham United go back-to-back? They took full advantage of having to do the reset and won their group. So coming up now, the round of 16 draw. We are back now to just straight out 1v1 ties to get down to the round of 8. Enjoy. Here's the draw. Yes, hello and welcome to the round of 16 draw in this, the 2023 Summer Knockout. Hopefully now we've got down to this stage with the teams that we have, everything should start running much smoother now. So what we had a group stage from 64 down to 16 last week. That was to eliminate all of the difficulties that we've had with Twitter polls deciding to break and making things very difficult for me. I have had a look back of the 16 teams that have made it through into this round of 16 now. 14 of them were ahead in their second round tie. The only two that weren't Norwich City of Division 1 South East, who have benefited, and the defending champions Cheshire United have benefited from having to do it again. But every other team was in the second round and going well in their second round tie that they've got through to the round of 16. Fully appreciate some people won't necessarily be happy. I have been seeing your comments. But also at the same time, we now have a tournament and I've got a voting system up on Straw Poll now where I know it is right. What I didn't want to do is just keep carrying on and ending up with a winner that was winning Twitter votes at an unknown time within the voting spectrum when they froze. Because the first round they froze on the Sunday, the second round they froze towards the back end of Monday. So you could make the polling window shorter, but how short is short? Do you make it 48 hours and they could still have frozen after 24? So we do now have 16 teams remaining. Here are those 16 teams. Abingdon United, number 1. Chatham Town, number 2. Cheshire United, number 3. Number 4 is Halifax. 5, Leafield Athletic. 6, Liverpool Feds. 7, London Bees. 8, Loughborough Lightning. 9, Moneyfield. 10, Norton and Stockton Ancients. 11, Norwich City. 12, Portishead Town. 13, Sheffield. 14, Southampton Women's. 15, Stockport County. And 16, Wolverhampton Wanderers. So we've got Cheshire United, the defending champions, and Wolverhampton Wanderers, last year's third place side, still in the draw. 3 teams from the Northern Premier Division, 2 from the Southern Premier Division, 2 from Division 1 North, 3 from Division 1 Midlands, 4 from Division 1 South West, and 2 from Division 1 South East. 8 ties to be drawn. This will go straight to straw poll as well this time around. 5 days to vote before the quarter-finals. Let's get straight down to this draw. And first team out this week, number 2, Chatham Town. Chatham Town, number 2, the first team out of the Southern Premier Division. And they come up against number 16, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Chatham Town against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Number 3, defending champions, Cheshire United. Cheshire United out of the hat, number 3. And they take on number 12, that's Portishead Town. Portishead Town have done well in that group stage, convincing victory for them. Stockport County, who won their group in the last few moments, are in the round of 16. And they take on number 7, London Bees of the Southern Premier Division. London Bees against Stockport County. Number 5, Leafield Athletic. Number 5, Leafield Athletic. And they will face number 13, Sheffield. So an all Division 1 Midlands tie there. Ball's going everywhere. Number 11, Norwich City. Norwich City, number 11. As we go past the halfway point in this draw. And they take on number 6, that's Liverpool Feds. Liverpool Feds against Norwich City. Number 9, Moneyfields. Moneyfields, number 9. And they will take on number 10, Norton and Stockton Ancients. Moneyfields against Norton and Stockton Ancients. Two ties left to go then. Number 4, Halifax. Halifax, number 4. And Halifax take on number 8, Loughborough Lightning. Loughborough Lightning against Halifax. And that leaves us with one tie left. Number 1, Abingdon United. Number 1, Abingdon United. Abingdon United come up against number 14, Southampton Women's. 14, Southampton Women's up against Abingdon United. So, relatively quick draw there when we get down to this stage. Chatham Town against Wolverhampton Wanderers, an all third tier tie, that one. Cheshire United, defending champions, they come up against Portishead Town. Stockport County come up against London Bees. Then Leafield Athletic against Sheffield in an all Division 1 Midlands tie. Norwich City against Liverpool Feds. Moneyfields against Norton and Stockton Ancients, probably the two sides furthest away from each other geographically in this draw. Halifax, they come up against Loughborough Lightning, and then Abingdon United against Southampton Women's in an all Division 1 Southwest tie. So they will be up on my Twitter. They'll be onto Straw Poll, and your vote when you go into Straw Poll really does make all of the difference, because the votes, as I thought they would be, are down on what they were on Twitter. So get your voting in. Voting will close at around 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Although actually thinking about it, I'm going on holiday midday on Tuesday. The votes will close because I need to get the quarter-final draw done before I go away. So they will close about midday on Tuesday, and then we'll get the draw done. So really, it does make a difference, your votes. Get over to Straw Poll and vote. And remember as well that this is just a bit of fun competition. Try not to take it too seriously. The main reason that we started this last year was to show the league that videos could be drawn. Those are your 8 ties. Get voting, and hopefully your team gets through to the quarterfinals. There we go then, round of 16 done. Now, if you are watching this bang on 6 o'clock when it comes out, the polls may not yet be up on my Twitter because I've got a meeting this evening, so might not be able to have put them up yet, but they will be up at some point on Thursday evening, and then they will close at midday on Tuesday. And then the draw will be done again on Thursday as usual. But because I go away on Wednesday, I need to have the quarterfinal draw done on Tuesday and edited and ready to go. So it will close at midday on Tuesday. Women's Football Chat next week will just be the quarterfinal draw, unless something monumental happens between now and Tuesday that I'm able to react to. It will just be the quarterfinal draw because I'm away on holiday. And then when we get back after that, which is the something of July, 13th of July, we'll be back with the normal women's football chat, where hopefully the league will have released the fixtures and we'll have those to react to as well, because got some other fancy new graphics to show you for next season. Women's football chat 23-24, hopefully bigger and better than ever. Thank you very much for watching and or listening to this week's show. Of course, keep your eye on your local women's football team. They may have some pre-season fixtures that you are able to go to. Thank you very much for watching and or listening to this week's Women's Football Chat, and goodbye.